Hey, welcome to this episode of episode one. I'm going to be saying episode so many times on these shows. Thank you for being here. I appreciate it. My name is Sergio Barrera, and I'm here to talk about yet another episode one of another show. I use this show to help you decide whether or not you'd like to watch a certain show. I check out all kinds of shows across all different major streaming platforms. And today we are back on Paramount Plus for a show called Mayor of Kingstown. Mayor of Kingstown, starring Jeremy Renner, Dianne Wiest. Gosh, so many people. And it's one of those shows that really surprises you right from the outset. Uh, the show itself is created by Taylor Sheridan, who created Yellowstone. We talked about it in the last episode, and his work on Mayor of Kingstown, I think, shows the just the amount of diversity that he has when it comes to his writing. He can write about so many different genres so comfortably. And this show is no exception, because episode one is one of those shows that it just grabs you from the outset and you just want to know what's going to happen next. And so I'm excited to talk about this show here on episode one because it was so fantastic. As I was watching it, the Mayor of Kingstown is really the story of crime and corruption, and just how it affects families and individuals. The characters within this show. Kingstown, Michigan, is a fictional company town where the business is incarceration. That's the basic tagline of the show. And in it, Jeremy Renner stars as Mike McCluskey. He and his brother Mitch are responsible for keeping the peace in a town that is really just, it seems like just a few seconds away from an explosion, because what they do is they serve as mediators between all of the prisons in the area. There's about 10 prisons in the area of this town. And not only are they dealing with the prisoners on the inside of each of these establishments, but also they're dealing with prison guards. They're dealing with gangs on the outside, gangs in the prisons, just the law enforcement as well. And all of this is just a powder keg mix that seems right on the verge of exploding. And the role of Mitch McCluskey, who is Jeremy Renner's older brother, Jeremy Renner plays Mike McCluskey. He's sort of the assistant to the guy who is the mayor in episode one, that is keeping control of all of these different groups that are dealing within this prison system. In episode one, we find that Mike is basically his brother's right-hand man, and their job is to keep things under control. Kingstown makes money out of from all of these different prisons that exist within the area, and so much happens in episode one. The brothers get a meeting with a mobster's wife who her husband has sent her to Mike and his brother Mitch in order to have them recover a bag of cash, $200,000, and they need to move that cash. That's one of the very first things that occurs in the show. It sounds suspicious from the start. You kind of get the impression that the mobster's wife is kind of wanting to steal that money. So right from the outset, you're like, okay, what's happening here? We also meet the brother's mom, Miriam, who is a college professor who teaches part-time at a female prison and teaches history. She's again a professor, and she's expertly played by Dianne Wiest, who is just an absolute legend in her own right. We get the impression right away that she's not happy with the work that her sons do to keep things in order in this town. But we eventually find out within the first episode that her husband is who started this entire operation. And so, there's already family conflict that gets previewed here in the first episode of Mayor of Kingstown. As the show continues, we find that the mobster's wife herself is murdered. And eventually, we get to a point where that money that was recovered by the brothers is robbed and taken from them, and Mitch, the older brother, is killed. I would call that a spoiler, except that by the time all that happens, we're only halfway through the first episode. And so you just got to know that there's a lot going on in this very first episode of this show. With the murder of his brother, Mike is now placed in a position where he has to determine, will he take over the role of mayor of Kingstown? Will he be in charge and have to deal with all of the headaches and danger that brings? Or will he walk away from this entire scenario? And so there's so much push and pull that he's going to have to deal with. And by the end of the first episode, you're just left wondering, okay, what decision will he make? And of course, because there's an episode 2 and there's 2 more seasons, then obviously the decision he's going to make is pretty obvious. He's going to take on the role, and we're going to see how he functions as he establishes his own power in this dynamic of this community. The pros of the show is Taylor Sheridan knows how to write an intriguing script. It's really that simple. He has another hit on his hands. The cast is elite, so the acting is fantastic, and the story just grabs you, like I said, from the outset. I've been very lucky these first 3 episodes of this show to have watched shows that really, really capture my interest really quickly. Whether they hold it by the end of the episode, that's a whole nother story. But the cons for Mayor of Kingstown, a lot happens in this first episode, and you really have to wonder if you have the bandwidth to keep up with all of the different things that occur. Okay, who am I kidding? That's actually something that makes it intriguing to watch. And so, did I continue this series? Yeah, absolutely. I'm 3 episodes in, and it's one of the shows I'm rotating through on my own time, my own free time. And I'm really, really curious to stick with it and continue to find out more. So that's my thoughts on Mayor of Kingstown. I hope you'll check it out and let me know your thoughts in the comments if you like the show. If you've already seen it, let me know what you think about it, but don't spoil it for me because I still have several episodes to go. Again, you can find it on Paramount Plus. And again, Taylor Sheridan just keeps hitting it out of the park. And I'm sure there'll be more shows of his that are going to be right up my alley in terms of shows that I want to watch. So again, thank you so much for joining me here on episode 1. I'm really enjoying doing this for you. Let me know your thoughts, like I said, in the comments. If you have ideas on shows you want me to watch and review for you, I'll be happy to do so. Just leave them in the comments. And if I do pick a show that you've told me, I'm going to go ahead and let folks know that you were the person who told me about the show. So look forward to that, and look forward to continuing this journey with you. Don't forget, you can find me right here on YouTube. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and also the notification bell, and we'll continue this journey together. Until next time, just remember, you're awesome, you're amazing, and the world's a better place because you are in it. I'll see you next time on episode 1.